New year, same me. Happy New Year, everyone. Your friendly neighborhood Greco Fabulous here. And 2019 was a pretty amazing year for me.
I want my own ass! I want my own ass!
But I don't have time to reflect on that, because 2020 is starting off super hot. Like literally, here's some footage of me running out the door to conduct some Facebook Marketplace business on New Year's freaking day. Happy New Year, everyone! Calendar just turned, year just turned, and I'm already out there, gonna hit up a Facebook deal. Yes, a Facebook deal. Hasn't fallen through just yet. Nobody's backdoored me or anything. So I'm literally en route. Not moving yet, but it's gonna happen. Pretty excited about this one. It's gonna take some lefta, which is money in Greek, one of the only words I know, to get it done. So not a slam dunk in terms of keeping reselling situation. But we should do pretty well. My friend is gonna end up with something that's really cool that I already have, which is how it's supposed to work out. You know, you take the best stuff for yourself, then you hook up a buddy. But I'm gonna end up with a little upgrade too, then have some cool stuff left over that we can hopefully entice other people at the next toy show in February. So using my new car mount, not moving, so everything's still safe, but hands free, everything is great. Don't have the twitchiness, no Parkinson's going on. But yeah, hopefully I end up on the other side. I have to go into the city, which is a little scary, because even though it's a holiday, parking probably not great, but we'll see. Hopefully I don't have to parallel park, because then this could end tragically. Bye! And I came away with this big ass tote. Now I was only kidding when I said I was afraid to meet up in the city, but once this deal was done, I literally had to drag this tote across the street, down a dark alley, kind of into a subway platform, and take an elevator down 2 levels into the parking garage before I was secure. So not one of my coziest moments. But honestly, the only person who would jump somebody over toys is probably me. Stab, stab, stab! Stab, stab, stab! Okay, so now let's take a look at the spoils. The Devastator gift set, missing one small gun and instruction booklet. But hey, it has the styrofoam. Only blemish is the damn kid used the box as tracing paper. The Superion gift set, 100% complete with styrofoam and instructions. I'd be losing my damn mind if I didn't already have one. Hashtag humble brag. This super awesome box Robotech Cyclone set, which includes a riding suit, armored bike, and can be combined to make the Cyclone armor. Never really grew up watching Robotech, but man, I've been super impressed by the larger figures in this line. Complete in box with everything, including an unapplied sticker sheet. Next we have all the Dinobots, including Grimlock, Slag, Sludge, Snarl, and even Swoop.
It's a Vegisaurus, Lex! Vegisaurus!
The first 4 are all complete with instructions and tech specs. Slag even has an extra missile, cause he's a good dino. Swoop is unbroken and is technically only missing 1 missile. But for some reason, the previous owner glued the other missiles into the launchers. I swear, if it's that same kid who drew all over Devastator, he's gonna catch these hands. Now we're gonna move on to the most 80s alt modes ever. Soundwave in his tape deck form, complete with tech spec but no instructions, and Blaster in boombox mode, complete with both. And all his buttons work, so no fine-tuning necessary. And what would a tape player be without their cassettes? And boy, do we got a parade of them. Rumble, Ravage, Steeljaw, Ramhorn, Slugfest, Eject, Rewind, and Ratbat. All have their weapons, which are a nice mix of silver and gold. Ratbat is missing his ears, and I'm pretty sure Ravage is a knockoff. But these tech specs make up for it, right?
Nope.
And finally, we have this super cool Superman record player from 1978. And it still works. We haven't really come across old comic book related items in our journeys up to this point, unless you consider 90s Toy Biz figures, which you shouldn't. So I was pretty stoked to find this unique item, because it combines history, comic books, art, and music. So the way this all came together is that I saw an ad on Facebook Marketplace for the Devastator gift set, and I reached out to the seller and asked if they were planning on listing any more vintage toys, which led to everything you saw. Now, the original lot price he gave me didn't work for me, because as you all know, I like to buy in bulk, so that I can sell off my extras and make this hobby pay for itself. Now, his prices were more than fair, but they were pretty much in line with what I would want in return, which obviously isn't a great business model. Luckily, he was one of the rare breed of Facebook Marketplace people that didn't completely suck. So when I was upfront about my intentions, we were able to work out a deal. Seriously, I absolutely hate Facebook Marketplace. There's no bigger collection of scum and villainy and children posing as adults. So don't be surprised if I make a rant video about it one day. And yes, I'm fully aware that crying about Facebook Marketplace on the internet right now is not really a model of maturity itself. But hey, I never said I was a role model.
All the kids looking up to me can suck my...
Now, even though we worked out a more amicable price, I still wasn't sure how sweet this deal was, because there were a few unknowns. First off, all those loose figures, I had no idea if they came with any accessories. Secondly, that Devastator gift set was shrink wrapped after the fact, so it was a little bit of a leap of faith as to what was inside. And thirdly, Soundwave and all those cassettes weren't even part of the original deal. It's something that he brought in person at the time of meeting. But once everything checked out, and it turned out that almost all the loose figures were complete, this was an absolute home run. Now, just because it was a good deal doesn't mean that it was cheap, because we did have to pony up $408. The $8 was for parking. So the success of this deal really depends on how we split it up. So my buddy is definitely going to keep the Superion gift set, because I already have one. And me, I'm going to take that Devastator box in styrofoam and probably wrap that. After that, it's pretty up in the air. I mean, I could definitely use some Dinobot accessories, I could use some cassette accessories, but you gotta find a balance. If I take all that, those aren't complete anymore. So there goes the value. So do I neuter our profit margin to fill some holes in my collection? Or do I gotta find the happy medium?
You're boring everybody! Quit boring everyone!
So that's going to be it for this video. Now, one of my goals in 2020 is to pump out these Facebook and Craigslist pickup videos much quicker than I have been. Now, I know that the whole approach I like to take with my channel is to inject some comedy into it, develop some routines, bad comedy, skits, all that kind of things to show things in a fresher light so it's not just show and tell. But honestly, with these big lot pickups, it's really, really hard to do that. And what ends up happening is that I just accumulate all these figures and toys and bins. They're taking up room in my house. They're just sitting there, not getting their day in the sun because my creativity isn't striking fast enough. Happy New Year, bye! Now, even though we worked out a more amicable price, Now, even though we worked out a more amicable price, amicable. Now, even though we worked out a more amicable price, why can't I freaking say it?